A very, very warm welcome to the Art Vlog, Art Lovers, with me, George Dopamine. Today, we're back at the Temple of Modern Art, Tate Modern, to bring you a peek inside the show by the artist Mária Bartuszová. I'm very excited about this show because she's one of those rare artists who spent nearly all of her artistic career behind the Iron Curtain, and yet due to the non-political nature of her sculpture has been able to seen her reputation grow. Bartuszová produces work in white plaster, often using balloons and unique techniques. This is a retrospective, and so I'm really interested to see her work. I've seen some of it, Tate holds some of her work, but I'm interested to see a really wide range. The exhibition is on until the 16th of April and is £16 full price to get in with the usual Tate discounts. So anyway, come and join me as I head inside Tate Modern to explore the sometimes fragile, sometimes dense white plaster sculptures of the artist Mária Bartuszová. Bartuszová was born in 1936 in Prague and spent her life practicing in what was then known as Czechoslovakia. The show is really interesting at explaining some of the unique techniques that Bartuszová used to sculpt. The first she called gravity-stimulated shaping, where she repurposed small rubber balloons and condoms to cast her plaster sculptures. You get these small multiplying forms like this. The second technique she called pneumatic casting, where she blew air into balloons, large meteorological balloons, pours plaster over the surface, and then used this technique to create these sort of empty spaces, if you like, very fragile hollow shapes such as eggs and shells. So I just come out of the Mária Bartuszová show, and I did enjoy it. I mean, I think it's the first thing I say, it's quite a small show. There's 5 rooms, and I think £16 is quite expensive actually for that show. I'd prefer it if it had been sort of £10 or £11. There's a really comprehensive range of her work, so it does give you a full retrospective of her work. And the curators must be commended for getting such a large range of her work. And I would also say it's really great that this show has been able to be put on. It was a 2020 show penciled in originally, and obviously the COVID pandemic forced it back to 2022 to 2023. The main room, the massive room, I found actually quite frustrating through no fault of Tate's, because this work was all about her tactile sculptures, and they are generally, as you can hopefully see here, slammed behind glass. And so it's a bit frustrating, because one of the things I think about their beauty is that they're not just visually pleasing, although they are quite visually pleasing. They're obviously there meant to be touched, and obviously, you know, we couldn't be touching them, even the curators haven't touched them apparently. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting to see those works. There's something unique about her artistic language, and there's something heroic about her creating these works behind the Iron Curtain. And maybe this distance from the Western art world gave her a sense to be able to develop a unique artistic language. My two real highlights from my point of view were the third Infinite Universe, which saw her combine her white plasterwork with other materials, such as this one with wood, a branch, and these ones with stone as well. I thought they took her work to a new level. And I also absolutely love the room, Sculpture for Public Spaces. This is where I really felt you got to know the real Bartuszová. She was working in a socialist country, a communist country, where artists were expected to serve the common good, and she did that. And I absolutely love the photos of her work outside a crematorium, on the edge of a department store, as you can see here, a children's playground she created. And for me, this was kind of like where her work really, the heart of her work really is. And I really made me want to go and visit Kosice, the city where she was practicing, because you know, there's clearly lots of her work here. So I did enjoy the show. I was a bit frustrated with the smallness of it compared to the price, but don't let that put you off. If you like what you saw, then this show is on until the 16th of April. You know, I would say as well, it's sold out today. It's a Saturday, and so do make sure that you book in advance. Don't forget to subscribe to the art vlog, hit that notification bell for upcoming reviews and previews of shows across London, the South East and beyond.